Damn. Cooler and a flyer too.
What's good, y'all? What it do? I'm back again. The show that's cool and fly too. A1 Forever Sports. Chris Tip Moore coming with you to you live from A1 Forever Studios and talking about these Atlanta Hawks. You know, the schedule was released yesterday, and I just want to go over my takes over the first half, the first couple of months, you know, October, November, and December, as far as the Hawks schedule, and just talk about a few matchups briefly with you guys before I actually have some more content coming for you guys soon. But let's go ahead and jump into this schedule. The NBA schedule was released yesterday, and good people, more importantly, the Atlanta Hawks schedule was released. Most of us Hawks fans should know that Danilo Gallinari and first round picks was sent to San Antonio for guard Dejounte Murray, becoming the first time the Hawks ever traded for a player coming off an All-Star appearance. Also, you know that Kevin Huerter was traded as well, and Mo Harkless, Justin Holiday, and Aaron Holiday are now all a part of the Hawks. Now, let me go ahead and pull up this schedule for you, and I'm going to break it down here month by month. Now, the Atlanta Hawks will begin the season at home against the Houston Rockets. The Hawks finished the season last year against the Rockets with a 124-95 victory. But this is a new year, and the Rockets will look slightly different without Christian Wood, who moved on to Dallas this offseason. But they have additions like Dennis Schroder, draft picks Ty Washington, Tari Eason, stuff like that. Also, of course, you know, they got the high flyers, highly athletic guys like Jalen Green, Kenyon Martin Jr., and Kevin Huerter Jr. So they have some young talent over there, and I'm pretty sure they're ready to get after it. But with all that being said, despite those names, I do believe that the Hawks should be able to win this game and pick up their fourth consecutive opening night win. So, really looking forward to that. Moving on, you see that it's going to be an early showdown between Paolo Banchero and Dejounte Murray, as it's been very interesting between those two recently with the trash talk. You already know them being from the same area as well. I figured that's going to be a very entertaining game. You know, Banchero telling Murray to check up, Murray calling Banchero a little boy. So it's going to be very entertaining and interesting. I can't wait for that, and I'm glad we're going to get that early. Next, I will move to the back-to-backs with Detroit, which, honestly, just because Detroit gave us trouble in the second half of the season last year, I'm interested to see, how we match up against them now. I know they no longer have Jeremy Grant as he moved on to Portland, but they still have Cade Cunningham coming off of his rookie season. I want to see, what improvements he's made and what the Hawks will be able to do with him and the rest of the team. Marvin Bagley resigned as well. I believe Kemba Walker is still with the team. I don't believe they waived him or anything, but we'll see. I can't really remember at this point in time because my mind is only focused on the Hawks. But outside of that, starting with Detroit, that is the start of a 5-game road trip. So you have 3 at home, which, is against the Magic, as you see, Charlotte, as you see, and then next thing you know, we're on the road. It's just, I'm like, already. The matchup of October for me is definitely, of course, the Milwaukee Bucks. We know Giannis, Holiday, and Middleton will be there. We know this. But they also re-signed Bobby Portis. They also signed Joe Ingles, and who was coming off of an injury, by the way, but he's still able to shoot. The injury wasn't to his hands. So they're loading up more shooting across the board around Giannis. Brought back, a couple of guys on one-year deals. Brought back Pat Connaughton as well, re-signed him. So they're trying to fill up around Giannis, but that's going to be tough for sure. But I have confidence in the Hawks and how we were still playing them and being able to stay in games with them. And I believe that this new Hawks will be able to compete with the Bucks, and hopefully the Atlanta will have a start to the season better than they did last year. They started off kind of sluggish last year, and I'm hoping that they're able to come out strong. They definitely will have to be road warriors in order to compete because the Hawks are traveling a whole lot. I will admit that. Now we're going to move forward into what my opinion is the toughest part of the first half, maybe the season here with the month of November. You get the Knicks at the Garden. Definitely a rivalry game for New York, as Atlanta, I really feel, has nothing to prove to New York. Playoff win, a couple of other wins. The fact that we made the playoffs and they didn't last year, which, by the way, is still crazy that they're on Christmas and the Hawks aren't. But I don't know what you're doing, NBA, but, I wouldn't be doing that. I can tell you that. But continuing and moving forward, getting right back to the schedule. Like I said, they have nothing to prove, but I definitely would like to see the Hawks crush them and their new addition, Jalen Brunson, who I actually like as a basketball player, but, it is what it is. We'll see how he does in New York. I understand he had to get away from Luka, but that's another topic on another day. Moving back, the Hawks will have 8 home games in the month of November, but they play the Bucks 2 more times, Philadelphia 3 times. They play New Orleans. They have another game with Toronto, Miami, Boston, Cleveland, just in November alone. The best thing I can say about them throwing all those games like that at the Hawks is at least you'll get 3 out of your 4 meetings with Philadelphia and Milwaukee out of the way, all out the way before December hits. Now, we also know that New Orleans is expecting Zion to be back, and you're putting him alongside Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, and the rest of that young team. And they actually, just thinking about, some of the people that are on that team, New Orleans should be competitive this year. And I just want to beat them. I just want to beat them. We get a good look at the Sixers, James Harden, P.J. Tucker now. They signed P.J. Tucker in the offseason. We'll see how we match up against them. Of course, they got Embiid. Pretty sure he's going to try to come into the season with a chip on his shoulder, as he felt like he should have won an MVP last year. So I definitely expect, a little fire under him. We'll see how that happens. Boston has made their upgrades as well, bringing in Malcolm Brogdon as a backup point guard, and actually Gallo, too, for a little shooting. It's one thing he can do. He can still shoot. So, I'm expecting to see, also notable mention that the Hawks will be seeing Kevin Huerter for the first time since he was traded to the Kings at home. So the month of November presents a lot and will test the Hawks' new chemistry a whole lot. We should have some kind of indications of just how long or just how quickly the Hawks are able to catch up with pretty much the new way that the system will run, with Trey sometimes coming off the ball. Sometimes Murray will be bringing it down and vice versa. I really like the versatility of that. I'm just really not worried about the players. I'm worried about the coaching staff as far as like what decisions are they going to make, what improvements can they make, etc. You know how this goes, guys. But like I said, early chemistry will be tested. Hopefully we'll know what the Hawks will be looking like by the time that they reach December. Speaking of my favorite month of the whole year, the Hawks start off with Denver coming to town. Yep, back-to-back MVP Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets will be coming down. The Nuggets should be very competitive as well, as they were very busy in the offseason signing Bruce Brown, DeAndre Jordan, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. The Nuggets will be getting Jamal Murray, and who missed really a season and a half with that ACL, and also Michael Porter Jr., who's dealing with some back injuries and, like spasms and everything like that. So on paper, that matchup should be great to start off December. And once again, I just want to beat them. Next, at the OKC, you have to go on the road again, taking a tour of New York against these Knicks again, and our first meeting of the season against Brooklyn, which will come similar to how it did last year. I know it was our second meeting by the time December 10th rolled around last year, but you see, you got the Nets again right around that same area. So that is going to be the first of two meetings of the month between the Hawks and the Nets. And I believe when we see the Brooklyn Nets, we may see Kevin Durant, I think. Maybe not. Not really sure. But like I said, similar time frame regardless. And the Hawks will also go see Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. They got the Bulls twice in December. And also they will see LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, as well as, like I said, that second time playing the Brooklyn Nets. So my guess is that all of those games, as far as with the Nets and the Lakers, would be competitive. I know each organization kind of got things going on with their rosters and trying to make moves and trying to get better. I know the Lakers did extend LeBron James 2 more seasons, so it seems like he's going to be a Laker for quite some time here still. All in all, I am saying that I am hopeful that in this first half of the season, the Hawks can start off strong and not have to be scrambling as much as it seems like they had to last year. Want to get more of a Eastern Conference Finals type Hawks experience. And I believe the Hawks definitely will be better in this upcoming season. I definitely believe it. I believe Dejounte Murray is going to add a different element that will be greatly appreciated by all Hawks fans and the coaching staffs. So we'll see what the Hawks look like come January. I really hope that the Hawks can stay hot and healthy to help themselves, and get through the first half even better and get to January with hopefully a top spot and momentum going into January, as it will be a tough stretch, as I will outline in my next video about the Atlanta Hawks schedule. This right here was just a brief breakdown of half of it, and I definitely will give you guys my takes on the other half of it very shortly, coming soon. Look out for that. It's definitely will be coming soon. But until then, be generational, because there's always time to be. Why settle for less when you can have more with the vision? Cooler and Fly too. Chris Tip Moore. Peace and blessings to all. Will what you want to happen into existence. You can do it. I believe in you. Till next time, I'll holler.
Yeah, truly. Cooler and I'm flyer too. Jam. Cooler and I'm flyer too.